This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 16th day of May in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. Former Minister of Finance under the APNU-AFC government, Winston Jordan, walked out of the Georgetown Magistrates Court this morning with smiles on his face after the misconduct case against him was dismissed. The presiding magistrate, Lerone Daly, dismissed the matter after upholding the no-case submission that was filed by Mr. Jordan's attorneys, Senior Counsel Royce Ford and Attorney Don Cush. The case against Jordan was filed by the Special Organized Crime Unit of the Guyana Police Force, which alleged that he had misconducted himself in public office when he signed the transfer of property order for government lands that had been sold to the BK Construction Company. Mr. Jordan has always maintained his innocence and has repeatedly accused the current government of filing the trumped-up charge against him in an effort to silence his regular criticism of the government's handling of the economy since it took office. The charge accused the former finance minister of willfully misconducting himself by acting recklessly when he signed the transfer of property order for the government's holding company NISIL on behalf of the government over the sale of the property. The government had claimed that the property was undervalued in its sale. When the matter was initially called, Mr. Jordan's lead attorney, Senior Counsel Royce Ford, explained that Mr. Jordan was never the minister with responsibility for NISIL, and as the finance minister, it was his job to sign off on vesting orders from the cabinet.
The court found that there was absolutely no basis for the charge. It had absolutely no possibility of success. They had instituted criminal proceedings against Mr. Jordan for acts done as a minister, particularly the Minister of Finance, and in that office he had oversight and control and authority over the NISIL authority. They had charged him for misconduct in public office, but at the very outset of the case we had indicated to officers of SUKU and to the court very early in the proceedings that Mr. Jordan was not a public officer by virtue of the Constitution, specifically exempting ministers of government from being public officers. Today we are quite happy that those proceedings came to an end. We believe that in that context it was absolutely a witch hunt. There was no possibility that the charge could have succeeded.
Today, the attorney said the witch hunt has ended. He said the use of the court as an instrument of oppression by the current administration through its agent SOKU came to an end today, when the magistrate upheld a no-case submission made on behalf of Mr. Jordan. The attorney Royce Ford maintains that there was no legal basis for the charges.
The government seems not to understand that these sort of charges, especially when they have no basis, have a tremendous impact on the individual and on their family, and their friends and their whole circle of family and support. Particularly, too, Mr. Jordan will have suffered, as you correctly pointed out, professionally and in terms of his reputation. Mr. Jordan had a long and distinguished career as a public servant, as a distinguished economist, distinguished expert in financial affairs, not only in Guyana, but throughout the Caribbean. And I believe, and he will be able to provide you with details of the extent to which it impacted him professionally and otherwise.
He said the charge was a wicked and vile effort by the current government to destroy the reputation and integrity of the former finance minister. And he has since advised him of steps which they will now take and steps that are currently available to him. Meanwhile, the High Court had earlier dismissed a matter that was filed by the Attorney General and which challenged the sale of the same land. More news coming up in just a moment.
It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say. But now that it's here, it will change life forever. And it is here to stay. The future is now. Transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
Oh my lord. I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women, and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look, the makeup!
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
Just so good, cheesy's the taste is just so good. Cheesy's are the one and only. So cheesy, crunchy, give me one please. Sunshine snacks, cheesy's, it's just so good. The whole crowd that's a cheesy, so cheesy, just so good. Yes, fun, can you feel me? Sunshine snacks, just so good. Number one taste, the whole place I say, just so good. Cheesy's the taste is just so good. Cheesy's are the one and only. So cheesy, crunchy, give me one please. Sunshine snacks, cheesy's, it's just so good.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors, that my crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
Strong and solid in countries far and wide. New India Assurance, we're standing by your side. Golden service, half a century and more. New India Assurance, our policies are secure. From the heart of India, we serve these islands. The strength that you can trust, you're safe when you come to us.
New India Assurance Company. Assurance when you need it most.
For your home, motor or business insurance, visit New India Guyana office, 58 Brickdam next to Star Computers. Telephone 226-0415-7. Comfortable parking available.
2 weeks after Vice President Barbara Jagdeo announced that the government had halted the sale of the Guyana Marriott Hotel because of low bids, the government announced today that a new round of bidding was opened and saw 2 new bids, with one of them reaching $90 million. During the first round of bidding, 6 companies submitted bids for the purchase of the hotel, ranging from $25 million to $65 million. An American businessman who has indicated an interest in housing development in Guyana topped the bidding war with his $65 million bid. The same businessman has topped the second round of bidding by adding another $25 million to his original bid. In a statement today, the government's holding company NISIL said that earlier this month all of the previous bidders were contacted and advised by the company that their submitted bills had all been rejected. All 6 bidders were then invited to submit a new bid with a minimum bid price of $85 million. The US-based company X and an investment group of companies have now emerged as the only 2 possible buyers for the hotel. The local investment group is bidding $86.1 million for its shot at ownership of the hotel. Vice President Barbara Jagdeo previously stated that the government was testing the market when it opened the bidding process and saw that there is a huge potential. Mr. Jagdeo had also explained that the government could not settle for what was being offered, stating that the move to sell the hotel was a business decision on behalf of the government. The government of Guyana and the Inter-American Development Bank today launched a $117 million loan program intended to support climate-resilient road infrastructure development across the country. The program is largely being funded by the IDB, with the bank injecting some $100 million, that's just about 20.8 billion Guyana dollars, and the government of Guyana funding the remaining 3.5 billion Guyana dollars. The program was launched jointly by the IDB and the Ministries of Finance and Public Works at the Marriott Hotel. Under the new loan facility, the Ministry of Public Works will upgrade 23.5 kilometers of road from Good Success to Tamari. The Minister of Public Works, Juan Edgel, said the project comes at a time when the country is experiencing a significant influx of vehicles on its roadways.
So IDB $100 million investment is a worthwhile investment because it's an investment towards the development agenda of a massive transformation that is taking place in Guyana.
The Works Minister said the program is not being done in isolation and alluded to other projects currently ongoing in the country, including the Linden to Lethem Road project. Those projects, he said, will result in increased economic activities.
The Linden-Mabura Road is currently under construction. There are 48 bridges that link Linden with Lethem is currently under construction, 45 being funded by the government of Guyana and 3 that are included in the current 122 kilometers that are under construction. And once you have all of those bridges that are constructed and we link it with the Takatu into Brazil and with the Deepwater Harbor being set for Borbis and the Palmyra development that is going to take place, bringing traffic or goods out of northern Brazil and taking other things into northern Brazil, that road will still be a very important artery.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Public Works Project Manager Mark Green explained that the project entails 23.5 kilometers of upgrades from Good Successor to Mary. Those upgrades, he noted, include the installation of lighting, drainage and other facilities. It, however, will remain a 2-lane road.
Primary objective is to advance Guyana's safe and efficient roadway using climate resilience infrastructure, but specifically to improve road service quality and as well the utility service provided along that corridor.
It was noted that more than 25 years ago, in 1996, the section of the East Bank corridor between Grove and Temeri was rehabilitated with funding from the IDB. Green said though the road was maintained over the years, it has reached the end of its design life and requires significant rehabilitation, maintenance, and improvement.
What is local government? Local government is the system of locally elected members representing their communities and making decisions on their behalf. Local factors such as geography, the environment, economic opportunities, and health can be better taken account of by local governments charged with making decisions that affect their communities. These decisions can relate to the effective and efficient provision of services to meet community needs, to the regulation of certain functions, to facilitation of local activities, and to pursue community goals. In making these decisions, councils have to report to their communities in a clear and accountable way. Local authorities cannot achieve their objectives alone. They work closely with central government and with other organizations, public bodies, businesses, and citizens. Once elected, local governments are empowered to serve the people who live within the municipality or neighborhood democratic council and constituencies to which they were elected. Monday, June 12, 2023 is Local Government Elections Day. For further information, contact GCOM or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
One man has been confirmed dead and 2 others are still missing following a collision between 2 speedboats in the Cuyuna River. The incident took place between the hours of 3:47 and 4:30 yesterday morning, according to a statement from the Guyana Police Force. The operator of one of the boats, Lloyd Obermuller of Crane West Coast to Marara, has been confirmed dead. The two persons who are still missing were his passengers. Their names have not been confirmed. A police statement said the boat that was operated by Obermuller was heading to San Martin, landing in Venezuela from Etteringbank, while the other boat operated by gold miner Chris Boyd was heading in the opposite direction. According to the statement from the police, while the two boats were being navigated across the Cuyuna River, they collided, resulting in the two operators and passengers being flung into the river. The gold miner Chris Boyd was pulled from the river with serious injuries by persons who were in the area at the time. He was rushed to a medical center in Venezuela where he was admitted. The other boat operator, Lloyd Obermuller, and his two passengers were not located. His body was found today. Both boats were badly damaged, with the entire front of one of the boats breaking apart. The American man Bobby Allen Stark, who was arrested in Guyana last weekend, has been extradited from Guyana after deciding to waive an extradition hearing. Stark was wanted in the U.S. state of Colorado on child abuse claims. The wanted bulletin was issued for his arrest in the U.S. after he missed a court date a few months ago. In a statement, the U.S. Embassy said the fugitive was arrested in a joint effort between the Guyana Police Force, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, and the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service. It was also explained that acting on information received, the Guyana Police Force officers, in collaboration with diplomatic security personnel, located the fugitive, and he was escorted back to the U.S. by federal agents to face charges. The U.S. Embassy offered thanks to local law enforcement and the government for their support in apprehending and extraditing the wanted man. All-giant ExxonMobil Guyana and its partners, including contractors, injected more than $80 billion into the local economy last year, according to the company ExxonMobil. In a statement, the oil giant said more than 1,500 Guyanese businesses have reaped the benefits. The $80 billion in investment forms part of the more than $180 billion spent with locals since the first discovery in 2015, ExxonMobil said. According to the company, the number of Guyanese working in the oil and gas industry now surpasses 5,000. The company said by the end of last year, along with its contractors, they had employed over 5,000 Guyanese workers, representing more than 65% of the overall workforce in the local oil and gas sector. Notably, the company said the numbers of Guyanese working offshore has continued to grow. Among the 2,700 personnel committed to supporting ExxonMobil Guyana's operations, over 1,300 were Guyanese, constituting approximately 48% of the offshore workforce. Exxon also said the numbers will continue to increase as more projects come on stream, thereby providing opportunities for businesses and individuals alike. The company today said it believes that the true measure of its success lies not only in the barrels produced, but also in the positive impact the company is creating for people and communities. By prioritizing local talent, partnerships, and investments, the company said it continues to aim to cultivate a thriving and sustainable environment that benefits everyone. On Monday, the Ministry of Natural Resources approved Exxon's 2023 Local Content Annual Plan and its Certificate of Compliance for last year. The 2023 plan describes how the company intends to execute projects and implement systems to promote the development of local content this year. ExxonMobil Guyana's evolving strategic plan for operational growth includes balancing meeting the needs of the businesses while developing Guyanese content in a phased approach. The company is assessed annually to ensure objectives are met in a sustainable and systematic way.
Why you must vote at local government elections. Local government officials make decisions every day that affect the well-being of your life, the lives of your family and community. By voting for a voluntary group, political party or individual candidate of your choice, you will be electing the people who will make these very important decisions. If you don't vote, then you allow other people who do vote to choose local government officials without your input. Those others may not share your views about issues that matter to you. Voting also provides you with an opportunity to remind the elected government officials officials that they are accountable to you. Every eligible citizen has the right and responsibility to vote at local government elections. Monday, June 12, 2023 is Local Government Elections Day. For further information, contact GCOM on 225-0277-9, 226-6557, 223-9650, or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor at the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true, or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water. Now available for only $120.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyoil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyoil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight, Venezuelans are battling fast rising utility bills as subsidies from the cash-strapped government dwindle, leaving many paying large chunks of their salaries for electricity and water, despite regular blackouts and main water shutoffs. Residents and business owners told a Reuters news agency that a sharp spike in water, gas, and phone bills since the start of the year as government income has dwindled from the country's once booming energy sector. For years, Venezuelans' utility bills were kept largely frozen despite political turmoil in the country, with the government able to rely on oil income to fund subsidies. However, in recent years, those have declined, starting with those for garbage collection and then state internet. Since December, water, electricity, and telephone bills have spiked. Some Caribbean countries have been reporting increased dengue fever cases, with 4 under the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention Watch Level 1. The CDC, in an update on the travel notices, stated that dengue is an ongoing risk in many parts of Central and South America, Mexico, and the Caribbean. It said travelers to areas of risk should protect themselves by preventing mosquito bites. The Watch Level 1 list has 11 countries, of which 4 are Caribbean. The CDC noted that this means those countries are reporting higher than usual numbers of dengue cases, and travelers visiting those countries would be at an increased risk. The Caribbean countries on the list are Cuba, Dominican Republic, Guadeloupe, and Martinique. A Watch Level 1 means people should practice usual precautions. And finally tonight, international news. The World Health Organization has released a new guideline on non-sugar sweeteners, which recommends against the use of those sweeteners to control body weight or reduce the risk of non-communicable diseases. The recommendation is based on the findings of a systematic review of the available evidence, which suggests that those non-sugar sweeteners do not confer any long-term benefit in reducing body fat in adults or children. Results of the review also suggest that there may be potential undesirable effects from long-term use of non-sugar sweeteners, such as an increased risk of type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and mortality in adults. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.